Welcome back to the Shovel of Hope 80% tutorial series. And here we are at the stranded ship. And one of the most important things that we'll learn while playing through this stage is being optimal about your mana consumption. For instance, we're knuckling this small block here because it has a small magic pot in it. That's 5 magic that we can use to dagger at least once. And you'll notice that I'm being as aggressive as I can at the beginning of the stage, because if I have more than 50 magic when I pick up this jar, I would hit my cap of 80. So throughout the level you'll constantly be killing enemies just so you can get a small magic drop from them, but sometimes it'll be a large magic drop. And if you happen to get a large magic drop, then you can be way more aggressive and spam more daggers throughout the level. But for the purposes of this tutorial, I actually did a playthrough without any large magic drops. And this is to give you an example of what you should be doing through the stage should you not get any luck whatsoever. But for those moments where you do get a large magic drop, then you're going to have to take a look at each room and say, well, where can I throw in an extra dagger here or there? Or maybe you made a mistake and you're like, oh, well, you know what, I can't do as many daggers on this screen. Where can I potentially cut a dagger so that I can still do the room efficiently? But you can see me taking this lower block because it has more magic in it. And that's a little riskier, but it rewards me with getting to use another dagger throughout the level. Now this stage is incredibly lethal and dangerous. It often gets a lot of runners killed, so you'll want to consider being safe as well when you're playing through this stage. Checkpoints are few and far between, and the last checkpoint room was actually one of the only food pickups we can really get in this stage. So if you really don't want to spend a lot of time backtracking because you're doing a corpse run more or less, then I would really recommend practicing this level, figuring out what strats you're most comfortable with, learn where you can get those little magic pickups, and make them work for you. Not to mention, the second to last screen in this stage is one of the most terrifying depending on how you go for it. You can totally just use a mobile gear to get across the whole room, but more optimally you'll actually be using a mix of knuckles and daggers. Luckily, if you do manage to make it through this last room, the checkpoint room does have some food that's pretty easy to get. And Polar Knight is actually not a difficult fight. I will, however, show basically only the extremely difficult ways of killing him. There is no coin fight per se, because you don't have enough magic. The stage is just so intensive on its use that you'd rather only use a mobile gear on Polar. You can save more time doing other things throughout the level. But I will discuss some fundamental approaches that you can use to Polar Knight, and of course the Chaos Orb and Flare Wand optimal quick kills. So similar to Clockwork Tower, I'm going to do a highlight reel of all the things that are important to know throughout the stage, like this first speedo here. You want to delay your attack slightly so that when you flip it, it doesn't land on the platform that it's already on. That would cause it to disappear and you wouldn't be able to use it. As I said before, on this lower route, there's a small magic jar in this dirt block, and try to make sure that you're under 50 magic before you get to the magic jar, the stone block. The second horse and shield in this room has a potential to give you a large magic, and if you're getting recoil when you're daggering this horse and shield, it's because you were too close to him. Immediately dagger after pogoing on the wisdom, and be prepared to do quick hits to get through the Viking. Now in the next room is going to be that more dangerous and kind of scary strat. Switch to knuckle and try and knuckle through the second of the 3 snow bricks so that you can get that extra little mana pot. There's food underneath the checkpoint, and the damage boost is also optional. Be careful when striking enemies over ice, as the recoil is designed to push you into pits. This is another optional damage boost. However, this is a trick that's very easily missed. After you get above the Viking, tap jump to let go, and then pogo off its helm to climb the ladder a little bit faster. Now this last section is actually not that scary once you practice it. So knuckle through the snow block, then dagger, land on the ground, make sure that you're landing over the lower snow blocks first, otherwise you'll land on spikes. Dagger again, jump, knuckle twice, land, then jump again, knuckle twice. Immediately dagger, pogo off the wisdom, just barely wait until you bonk off the ceiling before daggering again so you don't hit the drake, and then it's dagger, dagger, dagger. So here's that last room again at full speed, jump knuckle, knuckle dagger, land, jump dagger, knuckle knuckle, knuckle knuckle dagger, pogo, dagger, dagger, dagger. Food is above the checkpoint if you need it, however Polar is a very simple fight, but if you're going for the harder kills you might want to grab some. Start by jumping and throwing out a gear. You'll want to land on it so that you get going as soon as possible, and then swing at the first 2 snowballs so they get out of your way. Hold a charge slash after the second swing, and then you'll see that I'm actually holding both directions at the same time, and that helps with juggling and keeping up with Polar. The recoil from the charge slash will push you off the gear, and then you want to do 8 hits on Polar while holding left and right, but partway through you'll actually stop holding left. You don't want to be in the corner when he finishes his run. So after the first 4 swings I actually stop holding left, and then I just adjust myself so that I'm still facing left when I do the last 4 swings on him. The rest of the fight is thankfully much easier. Polar will always try to land on you, and then he'll run towards the corner with the most distance between him and the wall. So if you put him on the left of center, he'll run to the right. 8 more hits here will finish him off. So let's look again at full speed. Have your hand ready. Jump through your gear. Reflect, charge, slash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bait him, move to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As this is such a fundamentals heavy fight, I'd rather show off some low percent stuff as well while I'm at it. Even without holding left and right at the same time, you should be able to get these quick hits on Polar Knight. Obviously you won't follow him as far if you're not holding left and right at the same time, but you could see on that second pass what it's like to just have the rhythm of quick hitting on Polar Knight, where you're swinging on the ground and jump canceling it into a swing. That's something you need to be able to execute regardless of which kill you're going to ultimately go for. And it's also a great thing to have under your belt whenever you're trying to clean up a sloppy quick kill. So now let's look at orbs. For this fight, once the fun begins, you're going to want to throw 2 orbs pretty close to him so that they bounce around and actually hit him on the left side. Only swing at him 4 times and start a charge slash off the 4th swing. Wait for him to come back. Charge slash 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more hits before he runs away. Damage boost off the snowball. Charge slash glitch. 1, 2, and he's dead. Again at full speed. 2 orbs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold charge slash. Slash 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Charge slash. 1, 2. Dead. Now, lastly, the whole point of the Flare Wand is to make fights easier, but if you really want an optimal Flare Wand kill, this is actually one of the harder kills I had to practice kind of make up. Reflect the first snowball, then fire 2 precise Flare Wand shots to hit him, jump over the second snowball, and then deal 4 hits to Polar on the way to the left. Hold a charge slash, wait for him to turn around, then release, otherwise his sprite won't be close enough for you to hit him. Get 4 more hits in, then fire 2 Flare Wand shots while you get closer to him so you don't get recoil. Hit him twice more before he jumps away. Start a charge slash, and then finish him with 2 more hits afterwards. Again, this was way harder than it needed to be, but here you go. So start by reflecting the first snowball, 2 Flare Wand shots, 1, 2, 3, 4, charge slash, 1, 2, 3, 4, flare, 1, 2, charge slash, 1, 2. But wait, there's more, because now that we've done the last 3 stages, essentially, we have Dream 3, and we have a skip for this as well. This is a setup. You could probably get a slightly faster version of this, but essentially what you're looking for is what I'll be demonstrating here. So you're taking 2 hits from the spears, and then after the second one, you'll be pogoing off the Viking's helmet. Make sure you pogo off the hover haft as well, and then dagger, and you should be high enough that you'll actually catch Shield Knight when you get hit by the second hover haft. Sure, you need to practice, all of Sharded Ship, but make sure that you're practicing Dream 3, because you only get to practice that once when you beat the stage. Unless if you copy and paste the file again and again. But yeah, that wraps up World 3, and that means that we can now start working on the Tower of Fate. See you next time. Thanks for watching.